Welcome, everyone. This is the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney and special guests, the Southside Bum.
Hell yeah.
And Fort Wayne's biggest Sox fan, Drew Bogs.
What's going on, guys?
Welcome, guys. We have a full deck today, guys. Like Johnny, you have finally overcome your Telemundo internet. I am very happy to see you live and not pixelated for once.
Thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it being on the show.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at the
I'm
crowd
back,
is going wild in the
back.
comments.
What are you talking about? Let's get excited. Let's go.
Yes, let's hope it lasts. Let's fingers crossed that
I'll be quiet for the rest of
Yeah, don't jinx anything.
Oh, so now to our actual guest, Drew. Welcome to the show. Good to have you on. You know, we've been following each other for a very long time, and you're a Fort Wayne resident and a huge Sox fan. So happy to have you on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, especially since we talked about this earlier that it's past my bedtime since it's 10 o'clock, 10:01 Eastern time, not 9 o'clock Central time, but I'm awake.
Hand up. I didn't realize. I didn't even think about it until when you posted on Instagram. I was saying
It's okay.
9 p.m. Central or 9 p.m. And then right away you're like 10 p.m. Eastern. And I was like, oh,
That was just for my friends who are here in Fort Wayne and who are on the Eastern time. I was like, hey, I got friends here, so let's see if they'll watch too. But no, I'm awake normally. Just gave my son a bottle, so I'm awake and ready to go.
We're ready to go too.
Jason, before we get going, I know Julie's in the comments. Scarlett is also watching. I went to go grab a water. I got pranked. I got googly eyes on my liquid death, and I said I would post it on the show. She was it was a good prank.
Shameless plug for a sponsor. I like it.
Yeah, liquid death. If you want to hit up the bums, I've been drinking this all 108 weight loss long.
Yeah. So speaking of that, man, like you kind of fell from glory, man.
That Dougie's a machine. Missy's cheating. I did my part. I'm happy with how my progress is going, and I'm going to keep it going. I said I'm going to probably keep this going until maybe May or June. Get slimmed down. But yeah, Dougie Freshness. I don't know what he's doing. He's cheating, steroids, something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little, maybe some lines of coke to get the metabolism going.
Allegedly. We don't know. I'm happy for Dougie. I'm happy for Missy.
Johnny, you got something? Got another tasty pour there?
Yes. It's something you gave me for my birthday. Popping open the Knob Creek 12.
Ooh, very good choice. Very good choice.
Oh, I am.
It's and you're still not into like the super high proof bourbons yet, so I didn't want to like burn out your tongue already. But yeah, that's a good bourbon to sip on.
No, you guys did that when we had our meeting. I wasn't ready for that, and my tongue was burning. I had to get so much ice afterwards. So
his mustache was on fire.
Yeah, it was. No, it grew more. That was a problem. It grew even more.
Hold on, Drew, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt once again. Peter complained to others about cheater. 40-yard field goals turned into 25-yard field goals. Not true. It's been 30 all along, and it's coming quick. Within the next 2 weeks. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah, I saw the Barstool guys that were out kicking field goals. White Sox Dave was trying to make extra points, and I was like, damn it, we had good weather this weekend to
stole my shtick.
Yeah. Well, probably not today though. Couldn't be kicking in tornado and rain. Or could you?
Want
to throw some elements into the mix too?
Isn't that what happened to Cody Parkey? He kicked in a tornado?
Yeah. Same thing with Cairo Santos. I was complaining that he didn't want to kick a 30-yard field goal because it was like 25-mile-an-hour winds. So
all right, so let's talk some White Sox. Drew, we know you're a big Sox fan. You do some pretty good videos, memes, and everything with the White Sox. So White Sox are back, baby. Spring training. We finally won a game today, but over the weekend, after Saturday and Sunday, it was kind of Chicken Little. Sky is falling. Oh my God, it's 2022 all over again. We can't communicate. We're running into each other on pop flies, ground balls, double plays. It seemed like it was a whole bunch of fucking history repeating itself. But today, Pedro Cafal puts the fuck you lineup in there, and we put up a nice little 10 spot, and I like it. What do you guys think so far?
I'll let our guest go first. Drew, what are you overreacting about?
I mean, I'm overreacting that the Burger Man is back. You know, he has a kid in the off season. He gets married in the off season, and now he's just hitting dingers and bombs. I mean, that one he hit to straightaway center field was just, he obliterated that ball. And I think did I notice he's stealing Dylan Cease's mustache trend? If the whole team just wears mustache, he does look like a cop, and that's okay as long as he doesn't get his head sunburnt like he did last spring training. But no, today was perfect. He put in the lineup that he's going to basically be using opening day. I really liked if he would switch Benintendi and Robert to get that 2-3 switch, and then maybe Moncada down a little bit and put Vaughn up for a little power. But no, they looked great. Pitching was good. You got Ronaldo Lopez, a big dog in there, who got to come in. I think he made his debut. Didn't get to watch Sunday, but Saturday was pretty exciting just to listen to everyone and just get to see everything. So I'm just glad White Sox baseball is back. That's my overreaction, is that we're back, and I'm happy the season started.
Hell yeah. Johnny, what do you got?
I'm just excited to see all the complaints that this early. I mean, obviously it's in full stride right now. I mean, everybody's complaining about something. So we're back. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, we're back. I mean, obviously, we're gonna get into it a little bit with this whole, pitching clock and whatnot. But it's back. I'm happy. I'll be honest. I haven't seen the first couple games here. But just looking at some of the reactions and whatnot, I see Burger got 2 home runs so far, right?
Yeah, yep. Two dingers. Everyone's coming their pants. Double I'm here, not as an overreaction. I'm just telling people to calm down. We've seen this time and time again in spring training. Mm-hmm. We've seen it with Yoelqui Cespedes and Micker Adolfo. This happens year in and year out. I love Jake Burger. I like him as a person. I like him as a player. He has no position. He's a man without a position on this team. Yep. And yes, maybe he's smashing the ball better than most in 3 games. I don't see a way he makes it on this roster unless Oscar Colas just shits his pants. Oscar Colas is the reason Jake Burger won't make this roster. And I know people are saying, like, cut Leury or DFA Leury. That's not going to happen, So I'm just calming people down. I'm not overreacting. I'm happy people are excited about Jake Burger. I'm just saying, take it easy. It's the first 3 games. Well, let's see what happens. Because realistically, I think Jake Burger has a spot on this roster as soon as someone gets hurt. Not on the opening day roster, not on the initial, 26-man roster. But as soon as someone gets hurt, you call up Burger. And that's depth. We've been asking for depth. We've been asking for people in Charlotte that can plug and play. So as much as I'm excited and baseball's back, I am very excited baseball's back. I watched 3 goddamn baseball games and I'm very excited about it. But I'm just letting people know, take it easy on Jake Burger. For as much as being hitting dingers, he also can't field the goddamn ball. We saw it the first 2 games. Like, pop flies are impossible for him to cover, and that's a problem.
That's why, maybe he's like your rotating DH or something. I mean, I think Gavin Sheets has a spot on this team, but it's going to depend. Oscar Colas is left-handed bat too, so
it's going to be in right field.
Yeah.
It is not in right field.
So that's the thing. I'm okay with rotating Burger and Sheets in DH, but that means Eloy is playing right field. And if that's something people are okay with, I'm okay with too. I'd rather not do that right now, 3 games into preseason. But if you guys really want to see Sheets and Burger, that's the way to do it, is rotate them at DH and have Eloy in right field. Otherwise, he's not on this roster right now.
That's what happens when you have 5 and 6 outfielders on the fucking goddamn team and 2 positions for them. It's bad roster construction. We all know that. We've all talked about that before. But I mean, Gavin Sheets hits a home run the first. I know, baloney buzzkill. But Gavin Sheets hits a home run first game. You got Burger dropping bombs. I mean, if Eloy and Oscar start smashing the ball too, it's going to be a real conundrum on who they're going to keep on that roster. But I will say, I kind of had a sky is falling. I went full fucking goddamn it
meathead.
I went full meathead when beginning of the game today, Sox are rallying, and then here comes Moncada with his little dribble fucking ground ball to the pitcher, and then it's a double play, innings over. Like, God damn it. Like, I know it's spring training. It's early. It's game 3, but it's just giving me PTSD, man, with all the shit that we had to watch from him the past couple of years. Like, I hope that he has a great season again, but no more of this fucking rally killing double play soft ground ball shit. Hit the fucking ball.
Yeah, that was the first thing I wrote down when I was watching the game today, is that Moncada's double play really killed that rally. And I was like, didn't Pedro Grifol just say he's really excited for Yohan Moncada to make huge strides this year? Yes, I get it. We're 3 games in. He's probably been working out in the offseason, but it was not a good look for him in the very first time when he really had a scoring opportunity to do that.
I will say White Sox Twitter was in mid-season form as soon as he hit in that double play. The guys are defense suspect, even the umps, you got to get used to the new rules, everything. White Sox Twitter mid-season form with that.
There's no days off in White Sox Twitter, man, because you end that off season, you're bitching. Free agency starts, you're bitching. Other people getting signed, the Sox Fest is canceled. It's a perpetual season of just bitch.
One of my notes I did have written down, you mentioned Drew, about Pedro Grifol. It seemed like they're more aggressive on the base paths, especially today.
Hell yeah.
They're running. And that's something we saw Cleveland do all of last season. They put pressure on the defense. They put pressure on the opposing team. And if that's something, the White Sox have the ability. They have athletic people on the team. Sure, maybe they're injured every other week, but when they're on, they're athletic. They're able to put pressure on this team. They're able to go to first and third. We didn't see it much last year, but I like that we're seeing it early in the spring training.
Yeah, giving Moncada his due. He did go first to third in the very first game. I was so happy. I've been yelling first to third the entire season. I was yelling it all last season. Just go first to third. I mean, I would see Stephen Kwan in my nightmares going first to third every single time on a freaking single. I would lose my mind. And just the fact that they did that in the first game, it gave me hope. And then I watched the rest of the game and I was like, okay, spring training.
I will say I do like the walks that we're taking now. That's a big difference. Like, holy shit! Like, what's a walk, guys? I haven't seen one of those in a while. But it's definitely a different team so far. Taking more walks, more aggressive in the base path. Elvis Andrus, like, fucking flashing the leather, man. Like,
yeah, dude. There was that one quote. So he had a quote after today, I think, where he said it's taking him a little more getting used to second than he would have thought. Dude, that's going to come with reps. He needs time at second base. But he also flashed the pop. He flashed that power. He almost hit a home run. It ended up being a triple. I had the quote last week where I said that it seemed like Elvis Andrus had found his power since he came to the South Side. And that had a lot to do with him recovering from his injury. If he can hit the 1 week I set the over-under at 14 home runs for Elvis Andrus. If he hits more than that, dude, that's all a bonus. I like Elvis at second for now. We talked about him being a professional baseball player. That's something they need. They need that veteran presence. If he's showing that power early, I'm digging it, man, because that's just another extra that we need. We need all these guys to step up. Obviously, Robert and Eloy and TA has to have a bounce back year. All these guys, but lower in the lineup. Now I'm going to say the old Tony La Russa thing. If Elvis is hitting ninth and batting second leadoff, that's awesome, dude. If he's hitting for power in the ninth position or getting on base for Tim Anderson as an actual leadoff, that's going to be awesome. That's going to pay dividends in the long run for the White Sox.
Yeah. Also, for the next BumCast, I'm getting a new lamp. Apparently, there's a lot of lamp hate going on right here. I apologize. It's a shit lamp. And then I'll put a better bulb in there or something.
You're getting roasted in the comments. And
I know you are.
Me and you, Jason, get easily distracted by the comments. So I've been making a point to kind of like, when we're talking, kind of talk to the camera and not look at but I noticed it. Like, you're getting trash in the comments about your lamp.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out here. I mean, the thing that sucks is where I'm sitting in my office, there's no ceiling light, which really fucking sucks. So I have to put a lamp in here. So I don't know. I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll just take the shade off of it or something. And
no more lamp talk. Let's get back to baseball.
So real quick before we talk about the pitch count here, Peter, you had a quick comment about the TA Chuck Garfien you wanted to bring up.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a week now, and everyone's talked about it. We really haven't talked about it, and he's turning it off. Everything that's been said has been said. The only thing, and this is something I mentioned during the playback with Brian S. and K-Fids, and it's that now that that Pito, Jose Abreu, is gone, obviously TA has to take a more vocal role. And for the fact that when Jose Abreu was talking, he had the benefit of hiding behind the language barrier, you know. Tim Anderson doesn't have that. And it seems like he's just a little bit more uncomfortable. I think people made a mountain out of a molehill, and he wasn't really going after Chuck Garfien specifically. It was more, you know, the media as a whole and the fans as a whole. People took it really, really personal. But I think his message was lost, more saying like, we got to be more positive. And it's true. White Sox Twitter is negative as hell. Sure, we should be more positive, but that comes in turn with them winning more games. And this all goes away if TA hits in the beginning of the season and they come out firing and they get out to an early lead. All this stuff goes away. So, Jason, I'm distracted by your new setup. This looks good.
It looks like it looks like he's gonna tell a ghost story.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Jesus went away.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was a good show.
It was.
So people made something out of nothing. Yeah, optics were bad and it sounded bad, him going after Chuck Garfien and the fans. But in the bigger picture, it wasn't that big of a deal.
I think everyone just needed something to complain about. I mean, yeah, we all were very negative the entire season. But everyone knows who is the straw that turns this lineup that makes this drink go. It's Tim Anderson. Yeah. He's the one who gets it going. He's got to be the vocal leader. He hasn't really been the vocal leader. I think a lot of it was also people attacking his documentary too. Every time, like sometimes TA would do something, they would just attack the documentary. He's got time to do a documentary, but not hit home runs or not hit singles. And I was like, if I was him, I would be very angry about that as well. But like, I get where TA is coming from. I mean, if I was as criticized as this team was, I would throw some shade back too. But we all love TA. We know what he's done for the change of the game impact of the Sox, but I hope they completely change that hashtag. Hopefully they have a new one. But anyway, we know what he's done for this team and what he's done for the city.
Yeah. All right, let's talk some pitch clock here, because this has been a big topic of discussion on the internets.
You made it a big topic.
It's not just me.
Well, no, for sure, not just you, but in our group chat, I feel like you have things to say about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's my take on this. And I'm all for speeding up the game. I think, especially when you watch a Sox versus Yankees game, Sox versus Red Sox, and they're going on till 11 o'clock at night, and then you get extra innings, and then you can't fucking do it. You know, I'm all for speeding it up. I think a pitch clock is decent. I think it's a good idea. I don't think 15 seconds is the right amount of time. Not every pitching duel is going to be Mark Burley versus CC Sabathia when it's going to be 2 hours and 20 minutes, or maybe even 2 hours at that point. Not every pitcher can just grip it and rip it and, chuck it. I think with the 15-second pitch clock, you're going to see one. I think you're probably going to see more injuries to pitchers' arms because they're just boom, 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 like that. Number two, I 100% know that the Sox are going to lose a game on some fucking pitch clock violation, whether it's going to be a pitcher not getting it off in time and we're going to walk in a run, or one of our bonehead guys is going to make a mental mistake, not get set in the batter's box, and then they're going to get called. It already happened on Saturday. I think it was like the Braves Rays game or something like that. It ended on a pitch clock violation. It's it's going to 100% happen to our team. And everyone's going to be like, yeah, pitch clock. And then everyone's going to be happy until we get fucked out of it. Now, granted, today we did see we scored a run on the violation. So, okay. Yeah, it has its pros and cons, right? We're going to be happy when we score runs, but we're going to be even more pissed off when we fucking start losing games or rallies in an inning get killed because of it. We already saw last year how, and I don't want to keep comparing this team because I don't want to forget about, 2022. But you remember so many times that like 1 run, 2 runs, we're down, game's over. Where that's it. We ain't coming back for that shit. And a lot of times too, we would have a rally, last season. All of a sudden, double play, innings over. I don't want that same shit to happen with the pitch clock violation where we, we're close to getting out of an inning and a pitcher fucks up and then he gives the guy an extra out, or we lose a rally because of that. And more importantly than that, our fucking drinking time is going to go down at games now.
That
like
point one
beer
where
sales,
I'm going to counter you.
Beer sales now are going to end like the equivalent of like the 5th or 6th inning. Like we're going to be losing a whole like inning and a half of drinking time. And at that point, I'm just going to say, everyone from the 108 just take the classic pick and file down to the bullpen bar and let's drink down there for the rest of the game then.
This is the point. We're going to get to the baseball point, and I have some baseball points of that, but I knew you were going to make the drinking time a thing. You're adamant that you don't want to give Jerry any more money than you have to. So this, in turn, selfishly makes Whiskey at Comiskey all more important. You're going to have to tailgate instead of drinking in the stadium. So tailgate at Whiskey at Comiskey, get nice and lubed up, and then you enjoy a 2.5-hour game. The main thing is they're killing dead time, which is fine with me. When I go to a soccer game, I go to a Fire game, I know I'm in and out in 2 hours. When I go to a football game, when I go to a Bears game, I know I'm there at noon. I'm there until 3:15 at the latest. When I go to a hockey game, I know I'm there for 2 hours, 2:15 if there's overtime and a shootout. Baseball, you don't know when the hell you're getting out. And obviously, I talk about this all the time. I got kids. We have sitters, things like that. I could be in there for 2 hours and 30 minutes. If Mark Burley's pitching, if Kopech and the rest of the bullpen's pitching, I'm there for 4 hours. At least now you have a concise idea of how long a game's going to take. I have it written down. It seems like it's right around 2:30, 2:33. And this is a short, really short window. It's been 3 games basically. But at least you have an idea of how long these games are going to take. And I'm okay with that because there is a lot of bullshit. Dude, stepping out of the batter's box, you're playing with your gloves, you're playing with the pitchers, playing with the rosin bag, and enough. Just cut it down. Maybe 15 seconds is too short. And a lot of it has to do with, I think, the umps are going to have some discretion, especially in late innings and in games where it's close.
Angel Hernandez is going to make it about himself one game and fucking just call us.
We never
call
mentioned
an unnecessary, step out of the box or whatever, because he's going to. He's 100% going to fucking make a decision based off that.
So I've liked it so far. I don't know, Drew, if you have any pros.
So, I have some thoughts because last year I actually went to minor league games because I am home to the great Fort Wayne Tin Caps, to where Fernando Tatis Jr. made his debut after that terrible James Shields trade, which we don't really talk about anymore. But the Tin Caps games were perfectly fine. I was in and out, got to have as many beers as I wanted to have. It was perfectly fine. It didn't really impact the game as much. It kind of made me pay attention more to the pitch clock. And I get minor league single low A ball or high A ball, whatever the Tin Caps are, compared to major league is completely different. But if you look at the times, I think the video that's going around on Twitter is whatever pitcher for the Dodgers was pitching against the Cubs or something in the playoffs. And
Jose Altuve.
And you can loop how many times he's taking to pitch the dang ball. That really impacts me, watching the game and making it faster. Like Peter said, we got kids, we got things we got to do, getting out of there, knowing the time. 2.5 hours, I'm perfectly fine being there. I mean, I love the drama of a extra inning game. I'm even coming around to the runner on second. I get it. Just
No,
I used to never like it being the
one.
No, Jason hates it.
I know not everyone likes that one, but now I'm starting to realize the timing of it because baseball is sadly losing popularity as much as we hate to admit that. It's just speeding the game up and getting everyone back into the game. And it really just takes away all the BS from the pitchers messing around. Like Luis Garcia for the Astros, that little rockabye baby thing. I can't stand that man when he pitches.
Yeah, they're gonna have to clean it up. Cueto has it. Clevenger, I mean, he who shall not be named. He's gonna have to work on his delivery too. The other thing I had mentioned, or at least I had thought of, especially early in the season, teams that adapt and like work on this are gonna have an advantage. There's a video out where Max Scherzer struck somebody out in 27 seconds, and if you haven't seen, he has the pitch com and he's calling the pitches to the catcher instead of other way around. I mean, obviously Scherzer is a veteran and he's, Cy Young and he's awesome. Not everyone can do that, but people that adapt are going to have a distinct advantage. And that's going to be interesting to see, especially in the beginning of the season, because I didn't even think of that. I was like, oh shit, he's calling pitches and he's got his com. He struck somebody out in 27 seconds. I'm like, that's awesome.
Jenny, what do you think? You pro or kind of pitchcock?
I'm damn, what the hell? Yeah. I'm pro. I mean, it's how Peter said. You can adapt to it. They're gonna have to adapt to it. There's no. I mean, and yeah, I love faster games. I mean, when Mark Burley was pitching, I mean, it was like. I mean, he would be in and out. I mean, it would be a fast game. He would, if you go to the game or whatever and you're there, obviously you said, one of the concerns you have is about drinking. Drink faster or we're going to have our tailgates. Like that's what we have for. And then obviously we'll go to the bar. We'll still be drinking. I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world. So, and the same thing with the hitters as well, too. I can name a couple hitters that would fucking lollygag around there. Nomar Garcia-Pera, David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, like all those guys doing all these fucking stupid ass shit while they're fucking batting. Just go up. Yeah, just go up there and fucking hit. You don't have to waste time. Just hit. I mean, the pitchers are going to adapt. The hitters are going to adapt. Just move on from this. Like it's not going to be. Yeah, you're going to have your kinks. You're going to have all these issues with obviously the pitch count or how much time that the hitter has. Obviously, it's 8 seconds, but I just feel like there's going to be some sort of like learning curve out of all this. And yeah, I think during the season you're still going to have that because I think people sometimes during the game they're going to be lost in the game and they're like, oh shit. We have these new rules now. So it's going to affect, hopefully, it doesn't affect the Sox that bad. But you're going to have those moments. I know it's going to happen. Like, cause when you're in the game, you're so concentrated as to what's going on. And I feel like it could be an important game. It could be the 9th inning. It could be like, just how that Atlanta game ended. I mean, the guy pretty much took his time in the batter's box and he got called out. So, I mean, that's how the game ended. So you're definitely going to have these issues and the adaptation to this new game now. It's going to be a learning curve for everybody, including the umpires as well, too. I know you mentioned Angel Hernandez as well, too. And I feel like I agree with you. He's going to fuck something up.
He always does.
Yeah, he always does. I mean, that's just the way he is.
So Beef Love is saying he doesn't give a fuck if the game is 11 minutes shorter. And Roxy's saying Pitchcock seems like a lot of work to make almost no concernable difference. It's been more than a half hour. It's been closer to a half hour shorter. So I feel like a half hour is a big difference. Dude, we go through this with all sports, the tuck rule. And when VAR was introduced to soccer, when NHL said no more ties and we're going to a shootout, people threw a huge fit. You get used to these things. You adjust. Like this happens in all sports. And we've talked about the MLB being outdated in their thinking. They're finally trying to move forward. And a lot of it, I mean, the universal DH was a huge step in that direction. And now with this pitch clock and just shortening up the game, I feel like it's going to go a long way. So yes, maybe it sucks for the people And I could see the argument of like you're catering to people that are casual fans and not like the diehard season ticket holders that love the game. But we get used to it. I mean, we got used to the changes in NHL. We got used to the changes of the NFL. We're going to get used to this. And in the long run, I feel like it's going to be beneficial because it's not 11 minutes. It's more than a half hour difference.
Yeah, I think that you could have added more of those changes that they already tried to do without making it a 15-second. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not against a pitch clock per se. I just think 15 seconds is a little much. I think you could have maybe done like 20, 25 seconds, whatever. But you could have limited number of pickoff attempts. And obviously the coaching visits to the mound is good. Pitcher has to face minimum 3 batters. That's good. I think they could have expounded on those, but we'll see. I mean, when the actual games start happening and runs get scored, we'll see. But my biggest concern is, one, I don't want to lose games or rallies over the pitch clock. And number 2, I don't want, Dylan Cease or, Lance Lynn throwing on an elbow because they're chucking in every 15 seconds. Like that's my biggest concern is on that front. Because yes, I hate the fucking, all the little things. And I hate, even when Konerko was on the team, I used to hate every year, every bat he does the little glove thing and goes back in. They used to drive me fucking nuts. Like just step in the box and hit, and when fucking Kimbrough used to do his little whoo shit, like fuck out of here, dude. Like there's so much shit that they can do to eliminate, like make it go faster, but I just don't want people to get hurt. I don't want our team to get fucked in it.
The refractory period, that is something that is going to have to be monitored because obviously it's seconds along, but it goes a long way in the long run of a pitching season. So you make a great point in that, having to pitch every 15 seconds as opposed to taking your time. And it's sometimes even up to 45 seconds per pitch. That does make a difference. So that is definitely something to be monitored.
Yeah. So I hope our guys stay healthy. That's the White Sox way, right? We got to stay healthy, and everyone's got to have career years.
Cross your goddamn fingers.
I will say one more thing is that I don't know if anybody of you guys touched about it, is the fact that when the catcher and the pitcher are trying to figure out which pitch to throw, it's and they got that pitch clock. They're like, oh fuck, I don't want a curveball. I don't want a splitter or whatever.
You keep shaking them off and everything. Yeah,
they're gonna have to throw whatever.
And PitchCom's changing that as well. That started last season, where that I feel like hasn't been as much of that as in previous years, but it is in big situations, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth or things like that. When you're shaking somebody off, that is going to make a difference, and that's where I'm saying like there's gonna have to be some sort of umpire discretion.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. All right, let's transfer a little bit to some football talk because I did, as promised, I am going to drop some thirst traps in a little bit.
Everyone is waiting on that.
But you got to wait till the end to keep them watching.
That's a tease. Tease.
It's a deep tease.
That's right. And the funny thing is I haven't even uploaded the slides to StreamYard yet because I don't want anyone to get a little sample.
I know, you're being so secretive about this. It's kind of weird.
It's fine. It's just old pictures, but whatever. Okay, so Drew, we said from Fort Wayne. You have told us that you are a Colts fan. So God, I'm sorry, but obviously, you've had the Peyton Manning years and all that, and the Andrew Luck years. So you've had some.
He beat us in a Super Bowl. But don't say sorry to him.
But then he also had to go through the Carson Wentz year.
But still, we served you a Super Bowl on a silver platter with Rex Grossman of all people.
Yeah, that was a fun year. Especially with my entire
family.
Don't
apologize.
My entire family being Bears fans. But in reality, I've had to deal with the suffering of when my brother or my dad all get really upset with the Bears and just the same old Bears. And I'm like, I get it. I will turn on every Bears game just to watch and just cheer for you guys. The Bears have a special place in my heart, but I'm just not a diehard fan. I understand the frustration, except your owner doesn't talk ours just talks nonsense about guitars and brother and
Virginia might just be like a empty shell of a body right now. Like who knows with her, man? She's 99 100 years old, whatever she is. Like,
yeah,
who knows?
She's like Bernie. She's like Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
She's just
I was gonna
there,
say like the Oz and the Wizard of Oz, but that's a better comparison.
I like Weekend at Bernie's.
So obviously in the media, there's a lot of speculation about the Bears trading the first pick. We all know it's going to happen. Adam Schefter reported today that the Bears are fielding offers for it, and
no doubt,
obviously no breaking news there. As a Bears fan, I think the ideal scenario is that the Texans trade up for a spot, give us some picks, and then we trade with the Colts, go down 2 spots, get some more picks, and then we take Carter or Anderson, and everybody's happy. And yeah, so obviously you who do you want as who are you looking at for quarterback then?
Well, I mean, obviously I don't want Bryce Young. Nothing against his ability and his Heisman Trophy, but the height is an issue. I mean, Quentin Nelson would make him look like he's a little boy. But I really want CJ Stroud or Will Levis. Both of them, I mean, clearly being in Big Ten country where we're at, you always watch Ohio State. That kid can ball. Will Levis can ball. Transfer from Penn State, another Big Ten quarterback. I want either of them, but I mean, I do not want to trade with the Bears. I will never live down
just doing
that for my family if the Bears swindle the Colts out of their 4th or 35th and two first round picks over the next couple of years. I'll never hear the end of it. And I swear we're going to end up getting Bryce Young, and it's just going to be a long, long summer. But either way, I honestly have the best Bears draft for anyone here, though. It doesn't even involve the Colts.
Yeah, give us your little mock there.
So this is the most ridiculous thing ever, but it's from PFF, their mock draft, and it is somehow the Lions want the first pick just to get Jalen Carter because the Lions still have to face Aaron Rodgers and just to beef up their defense. So you trade the first round pick and you get the number 6 and number 18 and then a first round pick there, which I don't think actually happens, but this would be a dream scenario. Then you take that 6th pick and you trade it with Atlanta to get another first round pick and the 8th pick. And then you draft Quentin Johnson out of TCU, and that's a wide receiver. So you get 2 first round picks in the next draft. And then you get a Quentin Johnson, and then you draft a tackle at 18. That's, I think, the best chance for the Bears. You got to project Justin Fields and give him a weapon. You guys clearly have no weapons. I hate to admit that.
No, we don't have to hate to admit it. We admit it.
Zero
we admit it freely too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see me
that
personally. I want one of the defensive guys. I think that if you get Carter or Anderson, you're getting like the next Khalil Mack or Bosa or Joey Bosa. What you're getting one of those guys. I feel.
How many playoff wins did you guys get with Khalil Mack?
Oh yeah, we got the former defensive player of the year injured Khalil Mack. We didn't get the Raiders Khalil Mack.
Yeah. He won me a fantasy championship that year. He won me a fantasy championship his first year with the Bears.
Hey, that was Cody Park. That was Parky's fault. That wasn't Mack's fault.
I like the draft, Drew. I don't see them trading within the division. And I feel like Detroit, at least for another season, are happy with Jared Goff.
Yeah.
So in my best case scenario, you trade down with the Texans and then you trade down with the Colts. Jim Irsay, for as much as Beefloaf said he's my spirit animal, he's been already talking about needing a quarterback, and it's like, dude, play poker one time for me, Jim Irsay. So best case scenario for the Bears is Jim Irsay talking out of his ass and saying, yeah, we need a quarterback. So if you trade with the Texans, then trade again with the Colts so they go 1-2. That's best case scenario. But realistically, you do need a quarterback. I know. We talked pre-show, and it was like ever since Andrew Luck retired early, it's been a kind of a shit show. It's Jacoby Brissett. Who would have thought Jacoby Brissett was probably your best quarterback? Because then you went Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, and then Matt Ryan and Nick Foles in this last season, where it's like you really do have a talented team, especially I would say probably in the Frank Wright era, more talented. And you had our coach Eberflus as the defensive coordinator. You had a really good defense, and you had some weapons. It just seemed like you were a quarterback away. But Jim Irsay just going with these, rehab veteran quarterbacks just never seemed to be the right fit. Long-winded way to ask you, what are your thoughts on Jim Irsay? Because in Chicago sports, Jerry Reinsdorf never talks to the media, like Virginia McCaskey or even the McCaskey family as a whole talks to the media once a year, maybe twice a year if we're lucky, and Virginia doesn't. But you're on the other side of the coin where I do think his heart is in the right intent. He wants to win. He's trying everything. He's very much like a Jerry Jones in that scenario where it's like he's trying everything he can to win, but he can't get out of his own way. And he talks to the media all the time. So what are your thoughts on Jim Irsay as a whole?
Well, as a former journalist, I love anyone who's transparent, especially if I was a sports reporter. I would love being able to hear from Jim Irsay because no matter what, you're going to get a thirsty quote from him no matter what. The latest one of him saying, I really like that Alabama quarterback with his GM, Chris Ballard, sitting next to him going, dude, hide your poker face. Like, just stop talking for
That's what
1 second. And, I mean, even when he hired Jeff Saturday, if you guys know Joey Molinaro on Twitter, who's just freaking hilarious, he tweets out that he was listening to the radio and he heard all the songs that have Saturday in it. And he was like, don't do it, Jim. Don't do it. And so I love Jim Irsay. I love his passion for winning. I love that he wants to bring a winner to the Colts again, but it's just sometimes I just wish he would stop. He tries too much. He gets in his own way.
Cubs fans feel the same way about Ricketts when he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We need a quarterback. I know what we need.
Yeah.
We need a quarterback. So
I mean, obviously the Bears fell ass backwards into the number 1 pick thanks to the Texans. So hopefully,
thank you, Lovey.
They will start a bidding war between Houston and Indy, and we'll reap the benefits then. And then I still want to stay in the top 4, top 5. Like that's where I want to stay. So
I think it's really going to determine like if Aaron Rodgers stays with the Packers, because if he stays with the Packers, he's not going to the Raiders. The Raiders are going to have to trade up. Atlanta might have to trade up. Seattle might want to trade up if they don't sign Geno. I say your best scenario is getting 2 first-round picks in this year's draft and getting a weapon and protection. But that's just me.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to what people came to see, shall we?
Oh, no. I don't know what this means.
For little bums after dark here now.
Dude, SBF, hold on. SBF is so lucky. I'm going to talk about it later in the program. You're lucky, Julie. Julie's in the comments as well. My lovely wife, Julie, is a hardcore Steelers fan. And I know SPF is a Steelers fan, so I can't really talk shit. But you're lucky I can't talk shit, SPF.
Yeah. So, Peter, last week you had the little TikTok app that made you younger. And I said I was very interested to see, what I would look like as, 15, 16-year-old Jason, but with like the beard and everything. And I said, you know what? I'll just pull up some old pictures that I took from this is 2002, June of 2002 from Cancun. It was taken on either a handheld disposable Kodak or it was on my 1 megapixel. Yeah, like 1 megapixel digital camera. But I never drank when I was a teenager. So I was super fucking skinny.
Nerd.
And, yeah. I didn't actually start drinking until I went on this Cancun trip. This trip like changed my life for the worst, you could say, because it's a public service announcement of why you shouldn't drink. So there's might be a little skin, but this is why it's, hold on, Peter.
How does this compare to the Steve Stone thirst trap? Is it comparable? Is it better?
Yes, that's a good question.
That's what I want to know. That's all I care about.
Yeah, if it's a Speedo, don't show this.
All right. So I think I got about like 10 pictures here. And we'll go through them real quick. Yeah.
10.
And I want to apologize.
This is the longest slideshow we've had on the podcast, and it's not for the Bears or the White Sox. It's
yeah, look at skinny 19-year-old Jason.
Malnourished, my man.
Repping my White Sox jersey in Cancun.
Is that a Carlos
like Casey
May jersey?
Jones?
Yeah, what
No,
jersey?
that's just a generic. That's just a generic White
no
Sox
name,
jersey.
no.
Yeah, it was
number?
no name, no number, just a White Sox jersey.
Sugar Ray.
Yeah, look at that. It was selfie from back in the day. Look at nice defined jawline. Probably could have got my brows done a little bit, but
you look hungry.
That's not one of the best ones. See, you can tell like the lighting and everything. And these aren't all selfies of me.
Lighting.
These are
Just
like
terrible
some friends,
lighting all the way.
Some friends as well. That one's a pretty bad one, but here we go.
No.
Yeah,
what is happening here? What are we doing?
Pure fucking look at that drip, man. That is fucking.
Are those baseball pants you're wearing?
Are you calling?
No, those are.
You look like you're gonna go paint an apartment building for money.
Yeah.
You look like you're in American Pie too. Seriously.
Those are board shorts, like swimming trunks, like whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how I guess that was the style in 2002.
It's like the shirtless picture of Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez.
The one, yeah, dude. If there's a picture of you kissing yourself in the mirror like A-Rod, that would be chef's kiss.
All right, here's some party pictures. Yeah, see, had a nice little. It was good looking back then, Here we go. Here, see, look at that's my. Yeah, now we're talking to some.
Why is that guy so excited behind you? I'm really afraid for you.
I have no idea.
I don't want to mention it. If you guys go to my pin tweet and the reason I'm verified on Twitter, that's Tom. That's the Pappy Van Winkle selling guitar playing Tom. So go listen to that story and then come back to this. That MFer.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that drip right there, man. Fucking,
I don't know what's happening here.
That's
you
GQ
like
right there, man. This was in Cozumel, actually. This was
I'm not sure if this is like LFO. Do you remember LFO?
Yeah,
maybe
like
Sugarland. No, not Sugarland. I don't know what's happening.
I'm liking the consistent visor backwards. Yeah, just as someone said, visor backwards. I love the consistency.
I had zero fashion sense when I was 19 years old, man. Well, I feel like I'm a little better now, but back then I had zero idea how to dress. So I thought, I mean, visors were cool back then, right? I guess.
With the Hawaiian shirt, I love it.
I'm going to tell you right now, dude. We have the same friend group. You're throwing everybody under the bus. You could have just cropped your pictures out. All of a sudden, our poor friends Tom and Rick are just in this slideshow.
Well, so a few of those guys I don't even talk to or hang out with anymore. This is the last picture here.
The blonde guy and I had the same haircut when I was in high school.
I think we all had the same haircut.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we all did.
I love that you called them thirst traps.
Yeah,
dude, you see how fucking good looking I was back then, man? Like, just pure fucking nice jawline, good smile and everything, and then fucking alcohol ruined it all, man. I could have married fucking Kate Beckinsale by now or some shit, man. Like, shit,
I don't know what you're talking. You,
I had delusional
one, man. I had like Chris Zorich for the last 25 years. What are you talking about?
If I had even like 10% of the Riz I do now, back when I was 19, I'd be fucking married to Kate Beckinsale right now, dude. Like,
we're not
I love you, Sarah. I love you. No regrets. But I'm just saying, I was a fucking goddamn snack back then, man. And then alcohol ruined everything. So don't drink.
I have no comments. Zero comments.
So is that like a campaign to not drink?
Like yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that was
like before and after. Like
you are doing a terrible job of selling our Bourbon Bums merch or brand, because this was basically a dare to keep kids off bourbon.
Yeah,
just say no. The whole Nancy Reagan.
Yeah, just say no. as I have a wall.
That's the title of your thirst trap. Just say no.
Yeah, I never drank, man. I could never like gain weight or anything, and then alcohol made me just blah.
The comment about catfishing Manti Te'o is hilarious.
Beef. I wasn't into the booty shaking back then because I didn't have enough jiggle on the wiggle yet. That happened with some putting a little pounds on, but yeah, that'll happen at tailgates.
Unbelievable. I'm happy I was unsure of how this segment was going to go. It went about as good as possible. So good job, Jason.
Hey, I'm just, You know, like that. You wanted to see what skinny me. And you said you've known me from the like you've known me for 20 years. I did not look like that.
I didn't know you then.
Yeah,
we met when we were of drinking age, not this barely legal.
Yeah,
stuff.
I literally met you at a bar, like. Yeah. So it was already too late for me by then. But all right, well, there's my thirst traps. Johnny, you're back. You have a question.
You are back, Johnny.
Yes, I am back. Finally, I can speak over what I got here. So, yeah, my question of the week. I told you guys this actually a couple of weeks ago, but if you had the talent, if you were, if you were able to, be this big, whatever, would you want to be a famous movie star, a famous musician, singer, or a famous sports star? So, like I said, if you had the talent, what would you want to be?
I think I'd take movie star.
Movies?
Yeah.
With those old looks that he had, that's what he's going for. Is keep his modeling career open.
That's because here, like, okay, so like, if you're an athlete, you gotta constantly fucking work out and train and shit. I'm lazy as fuck. I don't want to do that. And if you're a musician, you're gonna be on the road 24/7, and relationships suck. You're not gonna really find anyone. I mean, Hollywood, you don't really stay together either. But at least you work maybe once a year, and then you get paid a shit ton of money for it. I like that. Work a few weeks out of the year. So give me movie star.
Oh, I knew you were gonna pick me and dodge your answer for a little bit. I'd have to pick sports just because I know what I sound like singing, and no amount of great talent is going to help me. So let's just put that out there. And acting, nah, I was in one theater production, and let's go with that. That's all I'm going to leave it as. But no, it's got to be sports. I'd probably just be a baseball player, baseball or football. Those are my two greats. Maybe I could be Bo Jackson. Ooh, that's what I'd be. I would be the next Bo Jackson. That's what I would go for.
Okay,
I like that. Johnny, this was your question. What was your answer?
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
It's musician, 100%. I love sports. I mean, I grew up playing sports. I've been watching sports my whole life, but I've also been going to concerts my whole life. If I could play guitar, even a lick of guitar, or lead sing in a band, that's the thing. The way you move people, the way you make money, it's 100% musician. If I could be even I don't want to say John Mayer, but like someone like John Mayer, where it's like you just fucking are awesome guitar player, just the world is your oyster, basically. If you're a lead singer, dude, it's unbelievable. So yeah, obviously I like sports. I would say quarterback or starting pitcher would be awesome. Ronaldo or Messi, or world famous. But give me musician 10 times out of 10.
See, I'm surprised with your answer because you played sports. You were, into soccer and all that. I thought you would pick sports. But that's interesting. I would pick singer. And there's somebody in the
lead singer.
And there's somebody in the comments and we were all there at Mother's. It was me and Julie. We were singing Bohemian Rhapsody. And we had that crowd going. So I would be like a Davy Lee Roth, or I'd be like, fucking Mick Jagger and, swinging and all that. I 100%.
That mustache, maybe Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury's too. If you've seen that 20 to 25 minutes at Live Aid, or even the movie as well too, how he had that whole crowd just going absolutely nuts. Yeah, I would pick, or even guitarists as well too. I mean, if I could be like Jimmy Page or whatever, or anybody, I mean, I would pick musician 100%.
Yes, obviously, I didn't pick John Mayer specifically. I was saying someone that could play guitar and sing. Yes, Jason, your body was a wonderland.
Goddamn was, man. Shit. Should have fucking stayed off the alcohol and just got into modeling or something. Put on a good 30 pounds.
But my answer is musician for sure. Lead singer or guitarist or anything like that. Fuck, I'll take drums. I'll play drums. Dude, I fucking love Travis Barker. That guy's had a life minus the plane crash. But I'll take any of that.
All right. Good
go.
question, Johnny. All right, Peter. Time to bum some people.
It is time to bum some people.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
A bum. All right, Drew, you are a guest, so you could go first tonight. Also, I apologize. I saw you message me during the show about adding that late MVP video, but it takes a few minutes to upload
That's fine. I could just stick with my original.
the show. So
what
are you gonna start off with here today? You're gonna do bum or MVP first.
Let's start off with the terrible people. I have two bums. All the Bears fans in here. Brett Favre is my first bum.
Hell yeah.
For suing Pat McAfee for every time he reported on the Brett Favre alleged investigation of him allegedly stealing all that money. He might sue me. But apparently now Pat has his address, so he can just prank call him or send him a letter or whatever. But my second one is Brandon Miller of Alabama. And I know we've got that video at least loaded. So if you don't know, he is in the middle of a investigation where a woman was murdered. And this was his intro at his basketball game this weekend, doing the pat down as the Alabama crowd cheers him loudly, being so ignorant. Yes, he's still just a person of interest. He's just still involved in the investigation, but it was just such an ignorant way to go out in the middle of the game, and then everyone else in that Alabama crowd ignorantly cheering for him.
Tone deaf.
Yes, it was just a very tone deaf image. And I think he also had his cover photo was him doing this, and he just was an ignorant move by him. So, yeah.
Yeah, not a good look.
Those are my two bums, so I went really hard on that. And then my MVP is clearly Jake Berger, hitting bombs, changing diapers, dealing with blowouts. Honestly, no, I'm going to change my MVP to Jake's wife, Ashley, because she called him out right after the home run to come home and change a blowout of his son's diaper. And I was like, as a new dad with my 6-month-old son, I was like, that's something my wife would do, and I respect that. So yeah, taking the pride away from her husband, I love that.
Charlotte Knight, Jake Berger.
Mm-hmm.
For our next special guest, Johnny, you're up next.
Well, I'll start off with my my bum. If you guys could pull up that
I got you.
Try to put there. I saw this today, and obviously I think a lot of us could all agree that that Blackhawks logo is, number one usually in all sports. Celtics, I like the Celtics one as well too. Bulls. I see there's something missing here, and I don't know why, but I don't see the White Sox logo here. I think the White Sox logo is probably one of the best logos. You've seen it, and I could be, and I don't know if I'm still living off of some nostalgia back from the 90s, but I mean, everybody used to wear those Sox hats back in the 90s.
Drew's wearing it.
Yeah. Eddie Vedder used to wear a White Sox hat. I think he, I don't know if Sonny all became a Cubs fan afterwards, but he used to wear a White Sox hat all the time, a backwards White Sox hat. Seattle Kraken, like what?
Yeah,
they just barely came into the league. Like, what the fuck are they doing there?
The constellation.
Right, San Diego Chargers, like the Knights, like I don't get any of this stuff. I don't know who did all this stuff or who thought about this, but for them not to have the White Sox, the Minnesota Wild, look at they're number 3. I just don't see why, I don't see any White Sox on there. So,
all right, Jenny, who's your MVP?
My MVP is the laptop, the internet, everything working right now. I'm just glad I'm back.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's 1 hour in, an hour 35 seconds in.
I'm glad I survived. Johnny. I mean, that's all I was looking for here. I thank everybody who was asking about me when I was gone and whatnot. Obviously, you guys told them what was happening. And Peter, man, another one too. I mean, we were trying everything. We're trying to think of what was going on, and obviously it wasn't the internet, it was something else. And I'm just glad to be back. So I'm just happy, I was here for the segment for everybody, and thank you for everybody who was asking me as well too. So I'm back.
Peter, go ahead.
Real quick, MVB. We talked about baseball being back at the beginning of the show. The MLS is back. I don't know if Brian S. is in the comments, but he says, how do you always talk about soccer? I'm talking about soccer. The MLS is back. The Fire did not play, which is a credit and a benefit to me because I didn't have to motherfuck that team. But, dude, Atlanta, 67,500 people. Charlotte, 69,345 people. People are going in droves to watch soccer. Both of those attendances are bigger than PSG in Paris and Manchester City in the UK. Soccer's here. Soccer is here to stay, whether you like it or not. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not the third or fourth biggest sport in the country, but people are going out in droves to watch soccer. Austin City FC, LAFC has 2 different teams that are averaging like 30,000 people per game. And I'm excited about it. It's been a long time coming. I've talked about it since the 94 World Cup where fucking soccer has been the sport of the future for the last 30 years. But I'm happy that people are going to see it. We talked about Indy 11. Even minor league teams like Indy 11 and other people are building soccer-specific stadiums. So it's good. It's good to see. It's good to see that the attendance figures are good. The TV ratings are good. They just got an Apple TV deal, which is a lot of money going into the league. And it's good for soccer in the United States. It's going to be a long time until we can compete on the global stage, but it's a step in the right direction. So I'm jazzed up about it.
All right. And what else you got for your bum?
He's still in the comments, and I know it's time for him to go to sleep. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you always commenting. I appreciate you DMing. SPF, shut up about my Crocs already, because I wear my Crocs specifically only to my basement because it's an unfinished basement, and I've said it. I only wear them to the basement and to the mailbox. I'm not wearing them out in public. This guy cannot stop talking about my Crocs. I'm a Jordans guy. I've always been a Jordans guy. I'm always going to be a Jordans guy. SPF, you're the best. You're in there. LOL. I see you, LOL. Shut up about my Crocs. Bum of the week, SPF.
We're gonna lose a listener now. I just
sorry.
come back.
We love you, SPF.
Good job.
All right, I have 2 bum of the weeks. My first is my motherfucking lamp.
Yes, bum of forever.
So I'm bumming my lamp. Goddamn shit. Fucking just
bum of the year
zooming in and out.
candidate.
Like, yeah, gotta get a new lamp. My second bum of the week is my what a bum is Father Time for giving Uncle Jerry another birthday. I think we can all agree he's had 22 many. And Father Time, I don't know what you're doing, but get your fucking ass off the couch. Start claiming names.
He's sleeping.
That's all you,
right
my
now.
man. I don't want that juju. I don't want that
Yeah.
bad juju. That's all an HBIC product.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I
why.
paid for it.
That's why his
I
lamp
paid
is
for it
not
because I used to
working.
look like this.
Get out of here. You just can't stop.
Are you just hating on Father Time both ways for you and for
Yeah,
Jerry?
yeah.
Yeah, you should
Father,
bum of the week
Father
for
Time
you.
comes at me, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right, and then my MVB is my lovely wife Sarah, because one, I had to drop the thirst traps on there, and she's been so supportive. But number 2, she has an amazing job, and we're going to Puerto Rico this week on a work retreat. So shout out to her for doing the good work of the marriage and keeping me in
Sugar
check.
mama.
No.
Yeah.
But no, she's great. I love her, and I love that fact that she does so well at her work that I get to reap the benefits of free trips to Puerto Rico. So
There we go.
yeah, and that's it. And Drew, I want to thank you for being
Drew,
on the
you
show
killed
today.
it.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you, Drew.
love having you. Go ahead and before we sign off, go ahead and plug anything you want to plug, my man.
No, just follow me on Twitter, Drew Bogs, not Boggs. For anyone, it is Bogs, not
Don't correct
Boggs,
us.
not the baseball player. Pete, you did not bring this.
Not
It
the
happened
Chicago
sometime.
way.
Not the Chicago way. It's Bogs, the little basketball player who was in Space Jam. If you don't know who that is, go watch
Muggsy Bogues.
Go watch an old movie. But no,
Muggsy
so
Bogues.
follow me on Twitter, Drew Bogs 623. Thanks for all the White Sox fans that have been supportive of me. Ready to suck with all you guys. Let's go, White Sox.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it. Next week we're going to be back with another special guest, and that's
That's Bob Pants. Most of you guys in the comments don't know Bob Pants. He's been a longtime supporter of the Bums. Robert Pantalone. He has a podcast called The Analysis Podcast. He does movies and TV show reviews. He's also a big-time Detroit fan. He's been our rival for basically 126 episodes. And if you guys don't know, Johnny and I admitted we thought that the Bears were going to have more wins than the Lions this year. And we were on a good pace for the beginning of the year. We lost. So we're paying up our bet, Bob Pants, next week on the BumCast. We're going to be in full Kiss makeup, and we're going to be singing Detroit Rock City. So that's going to be a can't miss episode. Fuck you, Bob Pants.
Yeah, fuck you for the Bears.
I didn't know that was next
Making the Bums
next
look
week.
bad.
I gotta go get makeup.
I want to have to get a leather. I'm going to get a wig and a leather jacket and everything. So,
all right. Thanks for everyone for joining. Thanks for the comments. We'll see you guys next Monday. Have a great one. Love you.
Bye, guys.